What is some advice you would give someone who aspires to be in your position today?
Don't give up. Literally, don't give up. Work hard though, because like one thing I do know is like you can't just say I want to do something and not like do the things in order to put yourself in that position. So if you do the things to put yourself in that position, like you can't just be in the gym every day. And even if you are in the gym every day, you still have to go out and try, if you get what I'm saying. Like for people who want to play overseas or whatever, if you want to play overseas and you don't have anybody reaching out to you, yes, you need to be in the gym every day, but you also need to go put yourself in a position to be seen to play. But also make sure that you're doing everything you can to try to get to where you're trying to be.
All right, all right. How's it going?
I'm good. How about you?
Good, good. Well, I'm happy to finally have you on the podcast. I saw you play a little bit here with the
Hmm.
Jaguars and stuff, so I'm glad you could join today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Of course, of course. So, as you know, we're here to talk about your journey. So, take it from the top. Like, what initially got you started playing basketball?
Great question. I know my dad. He used to coach.
Mm-hmm.
He coached middle school, high school, and some of my AAU teams. So literally from just a kid, I just always been around it. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, just him seeing him coach, seeing the players he was around, because he especially when I was in like elementary school, he was never the head coach in high school, but he was an assistant coach, and they at this school called Southmont High School. And
Mm-hmm.
I saw a lot of players just go play in college, and some even made it to the NBA from there. So seeing
Oh.
them, I was like, I want to do that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, that's dope to be around like a lot of greatness in the sport and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
was there a point in your adolescence where you realized you wanted to take it seriously? Like at what time did it kind of click?
Back to my dad. I remember when I was in
Mm,
sixth grade, I had made the, I had never played competitively until I was like 11, until I got to middle school.
mm,
So, um, so I was always like, one of the taller people. And then on rec teams, I was just taller, be out there, I would score. Then
right.
when I got to middle school, I made the sixth grade team. In the first game, I was the last person to come off the bench.
Dang.
And so he asked me, because he never forced it. He asked me like, "Do you want to do this seriously, or do you want to just, just do this?" And
Mm,
then I was like, "No, I want to do this seriously." So from then on, he started like not even like basketball training, but he started doing like athletic training outside in the garage every day. And so it's just kind
mhm.
of been like that since then.
Okay, wow, wow. Yeah. I feel like, I mean, obviously, for me, I can relate with the part of your dad kind of
Hmm.
implementing the sport and then the training and stuff. So, yeah, I think that's really good and it really helps keep the sport around. Like, you're never really going to lose love for the sport.
Right.
Mhm. Right, right. So, with that being said, I know you said your dad was like the assistant coach in high school and stuff like that. So, walk me through the actual experience of you playing those 4 years.
Oh no, he wasn't my assistant coach when I was in elementary
Uh,
school. But me in high school, I went to this school called Ridgeway High School here
mhm,
in Memphis. And I had a interesting journey. My first year, freshman year, I played on all three teams. I played freshman, JV, and varsity, except
mhm.
I didn't actually get in the game on varsity.
Uh-huh.
I was the only freshman who didn't play. We had two other freshmen who started most games, and I was the only freshman who didn't play. But
Um,
after some transfers, 10th grade year came and I was starting, and it was just kind of uphill from there.
yeah, that's good. Like that you were able to play all three of those stages and still kind of play at a high level. So you kind of got
Yeah.
every part of it.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
played all three well, all the major roles, the best player on the freshman team, role player on JV, and on
Hmm.
varsity, bench warmer.
Oh, wow. Do you think that like attributes to kind of the way you are today, kind of just being humble and just playing and like taking what you have and just working for what you have today?
Yeah, for sure. Because like especially I think especially when it comes to like relating to my teammates and stuff who don't get playing time or
Hmm.
whatever, or just younger players,
Hmm.
especially through college and then, playing professionally. I can always just relate to them like, yo, like, I know what it's like. I've been there, just keep working,
Right.
you know, your time will come
Hmm.
one day if you keep going.
Right. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, you can definitely tell it builds character and stuff.
Mm, for
So,
sure.
yeah, tell me a little bit about the moving on to college. The How
Mhm.
was the recruiting process coming out of high school, and then where you ended up playing, and how was that experience?
Um, Mine was also a little different.
Mhm.
In AAU, my recruiting process, I didn't really get recruited much in high school. I
Mhm.
played on the at the time it was called M33M, Mike Miller's AAU team, played on the Adidas circuit, and
Mhm.
I got playing time, and we was on the I can't it was the gold bracket, so it was like the top level. I know the gold was not the highest anymore, but at the time gold was the highest. So every game, we it's at least 20 coaches at every game, and
Right.
I'm watching all my teammates get offers, and I'm like the only one who's not, right?
Mhm.
And so, it was a little discouraging. And then I go through my senior year of high school. Um, I was like one of the top three players because like it was kind of like a mix of my senior year. I was one of the top three players. I scored at least 15 a game, and we had a decent season. It wasn't our best season, but it was decent. And I go through that whole year, and I still don't have an offer. Some coaches would
Mhm.
text me or whatever, but nothing was concrete.
Right.
And then, ironically, our baseball coach, he coached at a local D2 school, one of the local D2 schools here called Christian Brothers, right? And he was like,
Mhm.
Tyler, I think you can play there. So
Wow.
he called the coach of Christian Brothers, and the coach of Christian Brothers came to one of our games. He's like, yeah, I like you, but I want you to come, work out with the team, see how that goes or whatever. And
Mhm.
then I worked out with the team, and he was like, yeah, I'm gonna offer you. But he said, I'm gonna offer you, but I want you to know you're redshirting off rip.
Wow.
But
Wow.
but yeah. But I was like, you know what? I'll take it.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. That's a crazy story, especially for me interviewing a lot of people and a lot of overseas players. Everybody has such a different story of how they
Hmm.
got to where they are. So,
Right.
wow, that is crazy. So, how did the seasons go after that first year?
Um,
How was that
yeah.
experience? Hmm.
Yeah, redshirting. First off, I do want to say like I'm happy I redshirted. And but
Hmm.
he was really honest with me. Like when he offered me, he told me, he's like, I'm redshirting you because like the guy we have in your position is an All-American, and I'm not gonna take him out the game. So I'm not gonna even waste your year like that. So I was
Hmm.
really appreciative of that. And then the year I finally got to play, we got a new coach.
Ah.
So I thought it was gonna be good because the coach who originally brought me there, he really liked me. He even made sure I got more scholarship money as he left. So
Mm.
I thought everything was gonna be good. Like all the players like me. They were like, yeah,
Mhm.
we think you should be playing this year, but whatever. And
Right.
then we get to the next year, new coach, whole different dynamic. And not that I didn't like him as a person or he didn't like me as a person, but like the way he coaches and the way he plays and the way I play, they don't mix.
Mm.
So
Right.
I didn't even get any playing time that year. Like I would
Wow.
come off the bench, I would play for 2 minutes. I scored most times in those 2 minutes, but
Mhm.
but just never really got a real chance. And then after that, my assistant coach, he came up to me. He was like, you can stay here, but if you really want to play, you need to leave. He wasn't saying it in a bad
Yeah.
way. He was just saying like, I know you can play, and
Nice.
this place just isn't for you. So he actually helped me get to my junior college,
Mm.
Walter State Community College, and that was during the 2021 year, the COVID year that didn't count.
Mhm.
That I went to junior college, so I went there, and I had a good season. We had a good season. I think we only lost like 4 games, maybe. Like we didn't really lose too much, but we lost in the first round of the playoffs.
Wow.
But yeah, we had a good season. I was second team all conference, and then I went to Washington Baptist University after that, and that's where I did my last 3 years. And
Mhm.
those 3 years, I never really had a problem with playing time.
Uh,
I was always Yeah, I averaged at least 12 a game and like somewhere around 12, 13, and 7 rebounds. So yeah, the rest of college was pretty smooth.
okay, yeah, that's good to hear. Yeah, I know I'm coming from a similar situation of like what you said about your initial college experience. So I definitely can relate
Mhm.
to that. But how important was trusting the process for you during those, like, 2 years?
I had no choice really, you know.
Yeah,
I just, I was every night I was just, praying, like, expecting something to happen. And I'm the type of person that like I just can't if it's something I really want to do, something I really want, I can't just walk away.
right.
So I was just gonna see it through. So like I was just like,
Mhm,
something gonna happen one day. And you know, it took a while, but ultimately the stars would just align just a little bit to the point to where, you know,
mhm.
eventually it's right. It's where you want to be.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's really good. And again, like you're here now and like averaging high
Mhm.
numbers and playing professionally, so
Mhm.
obviously it was worth the wait, you know?
Right, right.
Course, yep. So a little bit going into more of the specifics, let's talk about like training. So how did you train
hmm
whenever you were younger and how did your routine kind of change as you got to high school and then eventually college and then now professionally?
Okay, going back to when my dad asked me, do I want to do this like seriously or take it seriously? Um, that's the first time like I really started like training. We didn't do basketball stuff that much, but so every night, we would go out to the garage for like 45 minutes, and I'd be doing burpees or like some like ball handling or footwork drills. That's the first time I was introduced to like actual athletic training.
Mhm.
And so we did that every night, and then he made me do 50 push-ups and 50 sit-ups every night. I had to do it.
Mhm,
Like Monday through Friday, he let me chill on the weekends. And then
mhm,
also during that season, one of my teammates, he had like a basketball trainer here. And so he told my dad about it. And so I started going to him a couple of days a week as well. His name was what's his name? His name was Willie Chapman. He played, I think he played like 5 years overseas or whatever. So, he
okay.
knew what he was doing. Um,
Mhm,
but then and then I just and then after Chat moved away, I started working with this dude named Kevin Whitted who played in the NBA. And him, it was kind of the same thing, just basketball training. He was really strict, really intense, really like down to the detail. So really big
mhm,
on footwork, really big on like how you do these things. Like you can't just, he wasn't big on like letting you figure it out. No, you're gonna do it his way, which is the right way, which ultimately helps in the
mhm.
long run.
Yeah,
And
sure.
then as I got to high school, it changed a little bit because I didn't go to the training as much because we practiced so much in high school.
Mhm,
Um, but even still, like, we would lift weights as a team, and then my high school coach would bring in a trainer. So after practice, we would have to, depend on the day, he would have groups of people, and we had to stay with the trainer after practice,
mhm,
like 2 or 3 times a week. So I got used to that. And then when I got to college, it changed again because now I'm on my own with the extra stuff.
right.
So in college, like freshman year, I would just go with my teammates or whatever. We was redshirt and we didn't take it as seriously. We practice every day. And
Mhm,
then,
right.
but during the summer, I would be in there every single day. I would be at the gym every day. And then also, as throughout the rest of my college career, after I started actually getting playing time, I would literally go in the gym every morning or every night, whichever one fit my schedule best. And I
Mhm.
would make at least 300 shots every morning or every night, whichever one.
300. Okay. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah. Especially like once you do go off to college, it's like a big change because you have to kind of do it yourself and create all these
Yeah.
workouts yourself. Yeah, I can
hmm
definitely relate to that being in like prep school and stuff like that. You have to
hmm
kind of make it. Yeah. So you said 300 shots, and were they just like catch and shoot? Was it like different
Um,
places and
it
all
was a it
that?
was a mix. It was like it would be like 100 threes, 100 mid range. I love to shoot mid range.
Mhm.
100 threes,
Yeah.
100 mid range, and then kind of like 50 fadeaways ish in the
Mhm.
in the mid post area, and then like 50 free throws.
Very close.
It would
Okay.
be it would be some very I would do some type of variation, whether it be off the dribble or off the
Mhm.
dribble, run into it, some type of variation, just depending on the day.
Okay, okay. Now how important was consistency for you in that time? Because I know even here when we're training in the morning, you know, you're always here. If nobody's
Mm.
here, we're gonna see Tyler here. Like, how important was that for you?
Very, because I'm a little like in my brain, I just I have to, you know what I'm saying? Like
Hmm.
I feel weird if I don't.
Right. Yeah.
If I
No, I'm the
don't
same way.
do it because like you know how you get, oh yeah, you get it, because like if you say like I say like I want to play, I want to do this, I want to get better at this, like then okay, well, why didn't you do it today?
Exactly.
So like
Yep.
just in my if I don't do it at some point, I usually nowadays I do it in the morning to get over with. But if I don't do it at some point, then I'm just in my brain like, what are you doing? Like the whole day. So I
Hmm.
just for peace of mind,
Yeah.
really.
Right. Yeah, no, no, no. I
Hmm.
definitely relate because then if you don't do it within the time that you could, the rest of the day you're like,
Hmm.
dang, like I should have done that. Hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
uh, so talk to me about, I know we were talking about like that's more training in college and stuff. So what about like tell me how basketball was after college? I know Costa Rica wasn't your first overseas experience, so how did that transition happen and how was your experience?
Also a different experience. You know, most people out of college, you know, they get a agents reach out to them or whatever, and they get a job through
Hmm.
that.
Right.
I had the numbers for it, and I saw people who did, not necessarily worse than me, but just who had less than me. They were getting agents and stuff, and just nobody was reaching out to me or whatever. So, um, and I was all conference too. So I was just like, why is this not happening? So I had to
Mhm.
start. I started, reaching out myself, not getting too many replies, and then I did end up getting two responses. I went with one guy in Europe, but he ended up ghosting me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he ended up ghosting me. So I ended up I did some camps, I did tryouts or whatever, and just, nothing was really happening. And then
Mhm.
some people reached out to me on Instagram to do a tour in Spain. And this was
Mm.
January as well. This was the January after my college season ended. So like from March all the way to January, every day I'm just working out, trying to make something happen. It's a long,
Mhm.
it's just a long time of not knowing anything.
Right.
And then so it was January 1st that we went on a tour that I went on a tour in Spain. And I ended up doing well. I did well the first two games. In the third game, I didn't even play well this game. But the people on the tour, the whole time they were telling me like, I don't know why you don't have a job. Like you should be somewhere playing right now. But I'm thinking it's all hearsay, just thinking they're just trying to big me up or whatever. But then after
Mhm.
that third game, like I said, where I didn't play well, they told me to go talk to a dude. I was just like, all right, whatever. He ended up being an agent as well as a player.
Oh,
And
wow.
so yeah, I sent him, he was like, yeah, send me your stuff. I sent him my stuff and he had me a job 3 days later in Morocco.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is insane.
So yeah. So I ended up doing the season in Morocco, which was there was a lot of stuff that happened there. It was weird, but yeah, but I'm grateful that all this happened.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I hear from a lot of people, a lot of overseas pros, just the concept of like staying ready. Do you think that's something that you
Mm.
kind of have had to do a lot?
Hmm. Yeah, for sure. Because
Yeah.
I know like I don't want to I'm I don't want to be the guy who like, like be waiting on the job or whatever, and then, I give up or not whatnot. Then one day somebody calls me like, hey, you can come here, and then I'm just like, well, I don't like I know I'm not prepared. So either
Right.
you gotta go there and not prepared, or you gotta sell them like, hey, like I can't go. And I don't want to ever be in
Mhm.
that position while I'm still trying to, play.
Exactly. Yeah, no,
Hmm.
I can definitely see that. So tell me about speaking more in towards the present. What is your
Hmm.
mindset going into these games? Because we know this year you averaged almost 30 points, which is really, really
Yeah.
impressive. So tell me what is your mindset going into the game and how are you able to be so consistent like that?
Truthfully, I don't know. Like every game, I just do the same. Like I just do kind of do the same thing, and I just like I've been one of my biggest things this season was just to just play free or
Mhm.
whatnot. Because at the professional level, obviously you can go up in the professional level, but you don't have another. After middle school is high school, after high school is college, after college is pro. And like, yeah,
Mhm.
you can build up in a professional level, but you don't have anywhere else to go afterwards. So realistically, you
Right.
don't know how much time you have left to play, truthfully. So
Mhm.
my biggest thing was just to always just be free and just leave everything I have out there on the floor, truthfully.
Right.
I guess that's my mindset. Just leave it all out there on the floor because, you might got 10 years, you might got 2 years. You don't know.
Mhm. Wow. Yeah,
So
no,
yeah,
I can
just I
definitely
was
see
just
that.
I was just be free. Just be
Mhm.
free
Be
and
free,
just
play
and just
free.
play basketball.
Mhm.
And
Okay.
it just kind of just happened.
Mhm. Yeah, no, that's
Mm,
really, really good. I can definitely see that in your game. Just really how you're just keeping it plain and simple, and it reflects in your game. Because
mm,
what I notice is like you don't really like handle the ball too much. It's kind of just like scoring, you know? Like it's
mm.
not nothing really complicated, you know? So I
Oh
think
yeah,
that's
no.
good.
That was and that also comes from me, having to be a role player or, not get too many opportunities because like, it was never I never I guess I could have this season if I really wanted to, but I've never been like a tween step back type of guy in the first place.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
it's just simple, just to get to the basket if I can, if not, shoot it. Like, oh well.
Mhm. Yeah. Do you think like adopting that kind of mindset helps you like because obviously you've been coached by various different coaches, different systems. Do you think that helps with like your adaptability and things like that?
Oh, oh, for sure. Because I've
Mhm.
had in college, I had four different coaches.
Mhm.
So everyone was some were crazy, some were chill, and for most of
Right.
them, I was able to do well for most of them. So like, you just learn how to just deal with coaches, deal with people, and I've always been able to kind of just find my way to do well within whatever's going on.
Mhm.
Now, sometimes
That's
it'll take
really
a
good.
minute, but eventually.
Mhm. Yeah, for sure. That's really good. So, going a little bit deeper into the fact that, you face all these coaches and you're telling me like the adversity you have to face. So, revisit like a time where you did face a certain kind of adversity and let me know what like it has taught you.
Mm, going back to the year I didn't to the year my freshman year of college, my redshirt freshman year where I didn't play.
Mhm.
That was probably like the biggest adversity because not playing my freshman year of high school, I didn't. I mean, I didn't care. Not that I didn't care,
Right.
but I knew eventually,
Mhm.
Um, and then yeah, but then freshman year of college because it was at a point because it was at a point like do you want to keep doing this or do you want to just do these next I guess 3 years after that and then let it go. So I guess that, and then you always hear about the crazy college coaches, and then you see the people who are always so good. You see them quit or whatever. And I know a lot of people
Right.
who quit in college, who my teammates who were better than me who quit in college, and just because
Wow.
they couldn't deal with their coaches or the situation or whatever. And I
Mhm.
was looking at that, and all that was just kind of going through my brain every day. And then I don't know, just something in me, like I said, I just couldn't turn away. So I
Right.
guess what it taught me was to just I guess this has been throughout my whole life. Just keep going, even when it doesn't look good, even when it isn't, it isn't going well for you at the moment. Like the tables do turn, and if you stay faithful to God, that's one thing also I learned. Stay faithful to God,
Mhm.
like it'll work out eventually,
Yeah.
but you can't give up. You know,
Mhm.
that's
Yeah,
been
no,
my
that's
biggest thing.
wow. Yeah, no, that's really inspiring to hear because, like, everyone, like I said, everyone has a different story, something that they went through.
Hmm.
And especially if you're in a position where you see your teammates who are better than you quitting, that you can kind of think that about yourself. Like, if they played at this level and they're done with it. Like, what am
Hmm.
I doing, you know? So yeah,
Right,
no,
right.
I think that's
Literally.
really good. Hmm. Yeah, so just keep going. Yeah, I can definitely relate to that. And I think like even going forward in your overseas career now, like just having that mindset and keeping that with you can really like benefit you.
Hmm. Oh, for
For
sure.
sure.
For sure.
Good, good. Yep. So we're gonna end the interview off with a few quick questions. So the first one is,
Okay.
what do
Yeah.
you listen to pregame?
Um, okay, I'm weird. Okay, I do four
Everyone's different.
songs
No
for
judgment.
each quarter.
Hmm.
I do four songs for each quarter for how I want to feel that day. So it'll
Hmm.
always start off with a gospel song for the first quarter, like most likely Marvin Sapp, most likely one of his songs.
Hmm.
Secondly, it'll be a country song. It'll either be Morgan Wallen, Ella Langley, Luke Combs, something like that.
Okay.
But it's
Uh-huh.
still like more chill. You know, I can't get too hype or whatever.
Yeah, right.
I need to be chill because I need to be even killed. The third song is always a Drake song. And it's still one of his chill songs. He's most likely singing. And then lastly, it's either a Travis or a Key Glock song. Just depends on how I'm feeling.
Mhm. Then it ramps up,
So
huh?
yeah, yeah. So it's yeah, that's what I do for every game.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've never heard that. How did you like develop like how did that even come about? Just
Back to
having
my
like four
father.
songs. Really?
Back to back to my father. He used to in high school, you know, he's trying to make me be better or whatever, or help me be better. He'd always be like,
Hmm.
and I wasn't doing well every single game. He's like, "What are you listening to before the game?" And then he was like, I would tell him I can't even remember what I was into, but it wasn't what I do now. But I was listening to something. He's like, maybe you need to try some hype songs or whatever. So I tried some hype
Hmm.
songs, and I realized, oh no, I'm too amped up or whatever. So then
Yeah.
I realized about myself, like I play best when I'm just like just chill, mellow, even killed. So then that's how I
Hmm.
got to this point, like just four different versions of just chill songs or whatnot.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Okay.
it's weird, I know, but it's what I do.
No, that's good. And obviously it works for you. So, I mean,
Yeah.
and nobody can really
Hmm.
say anything. Like,
Right.
that's good. That's funny.
Mhm.
All right. So, next question is, what has been your favorite shoes to play in?
Probably the ones I played in this season. I cannot think of the name right now. For some reason, my 2K4. Um,
Yeah.
they're white, red, and blue. And I don't know why. I just love them so much. Like they're so comfortable. They're my favorite. They're my absolute favorite. The shoes I've ever played in, for sure.
Mhm. Okay. Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
That's good. Yeah, I always have like one shoe that I like stick with, even if I have like a million basketball shoes in the same
Hmm.
way. That's good. That's
You know,
good.
I change. I usually change every season, but like of all the last few years, those are my favorite for sure.
Okay. Nice, nice. Okay, so throughout your whole career, like high school, college, pro, I know you've played in a lot of different environments and different gyms and had those different experiences. So tell me, what has been your favorite environment to play in?
Favorite, um, probably it's a tie between Costa Rica because I do like, the fans, they really get into it. Costa
Mm-hmm.
Rica and my second year at my last school, so my fifth year of college, my second year at my last school because we won some games, so like crowds and stuff would actually come. Those are my
Mm-hmm.
two completely different environments for sure, but
Mm-hmm.
definitely my favorite. But definitely my favorite. College basketball was fun for sure.
Really, that's good. That's
Mm.
good. Do you think you thrive off of the high energy, like of the of the crowd?
I don't thrive per se because like
Mm-hmm.
I try not to worry about them, but it is
Right.
funny to, but I do enjoy just like hearing what they say.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
even if they say something bad about me, like I still find it funny. Like I remember one time, we were playing in Southwest Oklahoma, and I scored. I was scoring a lot, and somebody's like, "You still have no bag though," because I'm not a 2020 behind type of guy. He's like, "You still have no
Right.
bag," and I thought that was hilarious. Or another time
Mhm.
we were playing there, Northwest Oklahoma State, and I was shooting free throws. I think some technical free throws or whatever, and some girl
Mhm.
in the crowd was just like, "Boo, tomatoes, tomatoes, tomatoes." So
Oh
yeah,
my god.
I enjoy
Yeah.
that type stuff for sure.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I would be the same way because the fans are, like, talking, but you're the one actually, like,
Hmm.
playing and scoring and who can't probably play basketball at all, so it's
Oh
like
no, they can't. But
exactly. So, yeah, I could definitely see. That's really funny to hear.
mm,
So, now going for the present, this past season, tell me something that playing in Costa Rica has taught you.
mm, uh, honestly, to when things don't work out, God has something that's coming, that's better or whatnot. Because
Mhm.
originally I was supposed to play in Portugal this season,
Okay.
but I ended up not being able to go because I didn't get my visa fast enough, and then they were just kind of like,
Mhm.
we're gonna let you go find another team. And at that point,
Yeah.
I didn't know what to do, you know, because it was
Mhm.
February. I'm like, I don't know where I can go in February.
Right.
And then I found the thing in Costa Rica, and I'm pretty sure I did better in Costa Rica than I would have in Portugal. So,
Really? Yeah, so now you can
yeah.
climb up higher,
Hmm.
you know?
So yeah,
That's
I'll take
good.
that. I'll take that.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah, and that goes along with what you're saying, like how the stars align and things kind of
Mhm.
always work out. You just gotta keep going. So
Mhm.
I think that's really good.
Yeah.
So another word of kind of advice, So
Mhm.
the last question, what is some advice you would give someone who aspires to be in your position today?
Don't give up. Um, Literally, don't give up. Work hard though, because like one thing I do know is like you can't just say I want to do something and not like do the things in order to put yourself in that position. So
Mhm.
if you do the things to put yourself in that position, like you can't just be in the gym every day. And even if you are in the gym every day, you still have to go out and try, if you get what I'm saying.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
like say like for people who want to play overseas or whatever, like yeah, or and you're not if you want to play overseas and you don't have anybody reaching out to you or whatever, you you need to be in the gym every day, but you also need to go put yourself in the position to be seen to play.
Mhm.
So basically, don't give up, but also make sure that you're doing everything you can to try to get to where you're trying to be.
Mhm.
That's my
Okay.
biggest thing.
Perfect, perfect. Yeah. And I think that's some advice that younger kids like me or just high school kids can use that, especially for like college recruiting and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Yeah, for sure. Cause I know a lot of kids like work hard in the gym and they're like, why am I not being seen and stuff? But
Hmm.
there's millions of colleges,
Right.
somebody needs a player.
Hmm.
For sure,
For
for
sure.
sure. Yeah, yeah, that's really good advice. Well, that concludes the interview. I want to thank you for joining. That was some really good advice, and I'm glad I was able to chop it up with you about that.
Yep. Yeah. Thank you for having me.
Of course, of course. Good luck for the rest of your career, really, and I'll keep
I
in touch.
appreciate it. Yep. Thank you. You too. And I
All
hope
right,
I hope everything works out for you as well.
all right. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Hmm.